The Earth consists of three main parts: the crust, the mantle, and the core. The crust is the thinnest layer, which can be anywhere from 5 to 7 kilometers thick. It is made mostly of granite, basalt, and other kinds of rocks. The main elements that makes up the crust are oxygen, which makes up 46.6% of it, silicon with 27.7% of it, aluminum at 8.2%, iron at 5.7, calcium at 3.6, sodium at 2.8, potassium at 2.6, magnesium at 2.1, and the other 1% is made of, as of yet, unknown elements. The basalt is what makes up the majority of the oceanic crust, while the granite makes up most of the continental crust. The crust also consists of bodies of water, soil, and mountains, which make it as thick as it is at its thickest points. Next in the lineup is the mantle, which is the layer of molten rock under the crust. The mantle is known to be about 2,867 kilometers thick. The mantle is split into three main parts: the lithosphere, the asthenosphere, and the lower mantle. The lithosphere is the upper layer of the mantle, but is so similar to the crust that it is widely considered a part of it. It is made mainly of a variety of different rocks. It is only a little hotter than the normal crust. The thickness of the lithosphere is about 100 kilometers. The next layer of the mantle is under the lithosphere and is known as the asthenosphere. The asthenosphere is the hotter and larger layer of the two. Since the asthenosphere is hotter and has more pressure being pushed onto it, it is less rigid than its above counterpart. Even though it is hot and can bend like plastic, you still would stub your toe pretty badly if you were to kick it. The asthenosphere is about 250 kilometers in thickness. Under the asthenosphere is what we call the lower mantle. There is nothing really unique about it besides that it is what extends the mantle the other 2,517 kilometers so it can touch the core. The mantle as a whole is made up of 44.8% oxygen, 22.8% magnesium, 21.5% silicon, and other smaller unknown elements make up the last 10.9%. Last is the core. The core is made mostly of iron and nickel. The core is separated into two main parts. You will first encounter the outer core, which is very hot and it has just enough pressure for it not to condense, so it stays a liquid. It is suspected that the outer core is the reason we have a magnetic field known to us under the name of gravity, which keeps us from flying away from our home planet. The last thing you will see in your trip to the center of the Earth is the inner core, a solid, dense ball that's chock full of basic metals. Though extremely hot, it has enough pressure to condense the heated metal into what is essentially a stationary, pilotless death ball waiting for someone to harness its power. Both of these layers are suspected to contain oxygen, sulfur, and silicon, but the percentages cannot be evaluated due to the immense heat radiating off of them. They both contain a lot of nickel and iron, as well as small amounts of gold, platinum, and uranium. But same as before, scientists cannot measure how much of the core is made of the aforementioned metals due to the heat and pressure the core is enduring at this time. This has been a third-hour science project for Hemlock Public School by student Christian Clark, the best one in the entire school.